Okay. Hello everyone. A very good afternoon to all. I am Megha Upadhyay, your host for the day, and we welcome you all to today's session organized by GeneQ, a project of Gwalior Smart City. Our today's topic is Think Like Your Buyer, Build Spot on Customer Persona. As we all know that in today's fast-paced and highly competitive market, understanding your customer is no longer optional. It's essential. Business that succeed are the ones who know who they are selling to, what their customer truly needs, and how to communicate in a way that truly connects with them. So, on this very insightful topic, we are honored to have with us very esteemed guest, Mr. Kushal Trivedi, sir, and he is the founder and CEO of the multiple award-winning edtech startup Prebo. Also, a Startup India mentor and bring with over 12 years of experience in marketing, his journey and insights are sure to bring immense value to all us here today. We warmly welcome you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. It's my
So,
pleasure to
without
be.
any, yeah, so without any further delay, I would like to request sir, kindly begin the session and over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you. So, hello everyone. Good afternoon. Like ma'am said, we'll directly start with the session, and it is my pleasure to guide you through everything related to customer persona. As I have been a entrepreneur myself, so this has been a topic which is very close to me and a very interesting one as well, right? Why does this matter, right? So, when you start a company, if you have not done a proper research, like the quote here on the slide, you can read, right? Without data, you are just another person with the opinion. So, data itself is something which will help you to take right kind of decisions, and if not, it will help you to, not take bad ones, right? So it plays a very important role initially. It's just like that, when you decide upon an idea that okay, you got an idea, now you want to build a product, but if you don't have a proper insight about the market, proper insight about whom you are going to sell, then it will be a chicken and the egg kind of a scenario for everyone. So this thing is very important in the initial time itself, when you are when you have the idea itself. So it helps you to understand the demand gaps and the trends, right? So is there a demand for your idea? What is the kind of demand that is there? Is it a local demand? Is it a a statewide demand, or a national demand, or a demand which can have customer in another geography altogether, right? It also reduces the risk in product development and marketing, right? So when you have the idea about what is your customer looking for, what are the trends, right? How your product fit into a current trend, what is the kind of gap that your product will improve in a customer's life. So it reduces the risk of product development. In most of the cases, what happens is that someone gets an idea, some technical person who is a good coder, a good project manager, and someone who has years of experience under their belt. They make a product out of it. When they are struck with the idea, they make a product out of it. But then when it comes to selling, it becomes very tough for them, because at times it happens that you may develop a product, but the need for that product is very very small, or the customer base is very niche about it. So when you do research, a very vast one, then this kind of risk are often mitigated in the initial period itself. Most of the time what we see is that one particular app or a business does not have these kind of features, so let me just introduce this feature because I feel that this is going to be the USP, but it often backfires, right? So these kind of things needs to be mitigated in the early research phase, and that's why we do conduct a market research on our users and user persona as well, because it informs product market fit and pricing strategy as well. So if you go and build a product, you know, either you are selling for free, either you are selling it to a premium price range, or you are selling it to a, a very low price. So those all things may also affect your decision making power in the long run, because it will, when you are not sure that what is the pricing, right pricing of your product, you may end up, either scaring away your customer with a premium price, or just bring those kind of customers who are not going to use your product again and again, or someone who is going to use for free just to explore the features out of it, right? And these kind of things also builds confidence for your stakeholders and investors, because when you know your customer, when you know your market, your approach will be totally different, right? That you don't have to project your USP in front of the investors. You will have the answer to those things in an instant, because you have done all the research. You know where your product is going to sell, how you are going to sell it. Those kind of decisions, those kind of steps will be, very easy for you, because you have done your homework. You have done the, everything about your market. You have learned everything about your product, your competitors, your market, your customers, their needs, and where your product fits into it, right? So this is why these particular things does matter a lot initially, when we are, first time entrepreneurs, and when we don't have access to mentors, we don't have access to, industry people. So these kind of small basic things will help you to, mitigate the risk in the initial stages, right? So finding the right customer. So, as the first point itself says, primary research is like interview, surveys, focus groups, and observations. So, what does this mean? It is kind of a thing where, you have an idea. Now you do ask people around you. If you are into corporate, you will have focus groups. You can take surveys. If you are just a college student, you can, still have some kind of observation about your peers. What are they using? Why are they using? Why are they not using a particular thing? What is the gap? You can run, if you are a professional, you can run some surveys around your locality. So these kind of things, these kind of activities will help you to, gain more and more insights, which in turn can help you to take the decision about your product development, because we don't want to end up making a product that no one needs, right? Then comes the secondary research, which is a, phase 2 of the research, where you check if your product is catering to a particular industry, or if you think that, okay, you are making a product which is for MSME and manufacturing industry. So you go and check for the industry reports, you check the market databases which are available online. You go and, list down 5 to 6 of the competitors of the idea that you have, and the competitors that are there already in the market. You see their website, you scan through it, you scan about their pricing, you scan about their marketing strategies, their tone. Most of the time what we neglect is the small basic things, like how they are building up the website, what is the content, kind of content that they are writing. Because if I use a, American business jargons and big words around my product, my website is only for the industry people who are, into manufacturing and day in day out. So they may not get impressed about it, because it's not a, for them it has to be everything related to efficiency and time saving. So my goal has to be something where I talk more about how my product will help them to save time, increase their efficiency, and not use those kind of big words which are not relevant to it, just because, I see that there is a trend of people using big business jargons, right? Then the third point is use case. Primary for niche understanding, secondary for landscape overview. So you can, it's kind of a simple thing if you look from a broader perspective, that if I have an idea to build an edtech product, because I am into an edtech field for, almost a decade now. So if I want to build an edtech product now, what would I do and how will I start? So what first thing would be to, know, if I am facing a problem or if I'm seeing someone facing the problem, then I'll pick those kind of people, meet them. I mean, if I am a father, I'll meet more other parents to see if they are, having the same problem or not. Now I'll shortlist the people who are having the problem. Now I'll see that how many people are having the kind of exact problem that I am facing. Now I'll also filter that down, and then I'll speak to them about the financials, about the other things, that why they are not able to, come down to a product which can sort this problem. Is this problem a kind of a problem, or is just the frustration of some kind of a communication gap? So there can be many things, but you can, by trimming down those small, basic things, you can have a right idea about when your product is ready, whom you are going to sell, and how you are going to sell. Because how part is one of the biggest reason when we just talk about our features, but we forget that okay, these kind of people don't want our features, they want efficiency in their life, they want, the things to be solved immediately. So you need to focus on these things. Identifying your target audience, like I said, that demographic, gender, income, education, these all are, if you see from a broader perspective, these all are very basic things, right? Psychographics like interests and lifestyles and values, behavioral usage, buying patterns, brand loyalty, geographic. Most of the people are, if you uh, prepare your questionnaire properly around these 4 points, you will be ending up with a good amount of data that can help you to, uh, carve out your product, your business accordingly, right? So this is not something, I mean, these may look like a very, a tiresome process, but actually it is just a basic thing if you look from a, an eagle's eye point of view. Because when I want to sell something, I'll first see that whom I can sell, what is their buying pattern. I mean, if some of my friends are, having exclusive brand loyalty, like they are attached to, if they are going to buy a footwear, they will end up buying something from Woodland, something from, Nike or Puma. So they have the pocket to spend, right? They act accordingly. So these are the things that we should understand immediately and beforehand, because we don't want to, charge a premium to a customer who is not able to afford, and we don't want to charge as low as price to a premium customer who sees our product through a different lens. Because they, if someone is not able to connect with the brand name, they are just going to use it for the sake of using it. But if you want to create a brand out of it, you need to spend on marketing, you need to spend on the right kind of message, and this only will come once you know your customer. Because in India, India is already a diverse country, right? So every state have a different mentality. People living there have a different type of, pattern. Most of them may match across India, but other things do differ about their buying pattern, behavioral patterns as well. So we need to focus. I mean, I cannot go and sell a premium thing or something which is, only exclusive to a class where a student, a parent are paying fees for the ward, which is 1 lakh or above per annum, right? So if I go and sell a kind of a product to a school where fees is 25,000 per student per annum, then it's not going to make sense, because the customer is not going to match. The end user is ultimately the parents, and they are not going to pay for it, right? So I need to figure out that okay, what is my, how am I going to cater, what is the kind of customers that I need for this product, right? And where I will find those kind of customers. So I'll shortlist the metro cities, I'll then shortlist the schools which are premium schools, and then I'll shortlist, you know the problems that they are facing, and so on and so forth, right? So this is how you have to, break down the process, which will help you to get more and more insights about your end customer. Conducting competitor analysis. So this is an interesting thing, that identify direct and indirect competitors. Here what we have to do is that, if we are having an idea, but there are sure to be someone who is having a similar kind of product, right? So what we need to do is we can pick up 5 to 6 companies which are direct or indirect competitors, analyze their product offerings, right? Their pricing models, marketing channels, and customer reviews and feedback. So these will give you, basic idea about what is easily perceivable in the market. Because if I go with, like I previously said, that if I use a big business jargons which are normally used in USA to something which is into, industrial area, for a CRM that I have made for MSME companies, manufacturing companies, they will not get impressed. But if I talk about them in their own tone, where they, connect to the product very easily, even if the features are the same ones which are there in the product which is in USA, but if I speak to them in a, tone which they understand very perfectly, when I can offer the same thing at a competitive pricing model, if not more, right? If I reach out to them with a proper connect, I'm not going to find my kind of, if I'm selling these kind of things to these kind of industries, they the owner may not be present on LinkedIn. The owner is not going to take business decisions on Facebook, right? Their channel is different to approach. You create a seminar, offline seminar about, how about industry, that particular industry, you bring those owners onto your platform, then you showcase your product. This is how that particular industry operates. If it's a clothing brand, then it's a different thing, that I can, create an e-commerce store, I go online, I start running my paid campaigns, and I bring the customers in, right? So these kind of things you need to meticulously check from your end, that what can be done, where you easily can engage to your end customer or potential end customer in the initial part, right? When we talk about the online tools, if your business is thoroughly online, and then the tools that are mentioned over here, SimilarWeb, SEMrush, and Google Trends and things like that, that can give you insight immediately, where you can, run some kind of filtered comparisons and use some keywords, get more and more insights about the trends that are happening online, and this will give you an idea which, where you can, utilize it to design your online marketing campaigns as well, right? So these kind of things are very basic in nature, but we often, neglect it just because we have an idea and we want to move as fast as possible, right? So competitor analysis again is a, a very important thing to do once you are done with the primary things mentioned in the previous slides. Now, creating a customer persona. A customer persona is semi-fictional character representing your ideal customer, like we talked everything earlier. So when I know that, okay, I am not going to sell something online to a person who is above 55 of the age group, because they are not regular buyers, right? Like the example over here, a 27-year-old girl who is living in a metro city, right, can go online and find, something which suits her need, be it a first time action that she is going to take, right? So if I know that, okay, my product is a skincare product, and my target audience is someone who is, earning well, who is in a metro city, right, who spends good amount of portion of their income into, buying premium skincare or personal care products. So when I design something after learning the customer persona, my ad will be reaching to the exact user, or something which is very much similar to my target audience, right? Now that channel can be, if I'm into premium brand, then I should not be posting as a, a flyer in a newspaper that often comes during the weekend, because that looks cheap and it does not connect to my brand. Or I can give some kind of editorial ads into a premium magazine, or some kind of a asset that I can buy in a newspaper on a proper location if I'm going to a traditional marketing. And talking about online marketing, I can definitely run some ads which connect to the pain points, which connect to the target audience, and which also looks premium altogether, right? So these are the things which will attract the users more, and it may, instill the kind of a brand value in them. Then once the user has placed an order, everything comes down and boils down to our customer service, that how fine my customer service is, post sales services that we call, right? So this is a very important thing to put into perspective before you start running your ad campaigns, that you should be knowing, uh, everything about your customer or your target potential target customers, right? Their pain points, buying behavior, preferred channels. I mean, someone would go, if it's about skincare, someone would prefer to go on a mall, have see a kind of a stand, kind of a thing. They will try physically, they will put it on their hand, they will see how it feels, how it smells. So those are also the things to consider. And one can also blend their online activity with such kind of offline activities as well when we talk about a particular industry. Here it's a skincare industry, right? So understanding customer pain points is one of the best way to, find out what is not in the market right now and where you can accelerate. So what frustrates or limits your customer? Is there a solution gap in the market or not? How are customers solving it? Right. So these are the things where let's assume the scenario from the initial slide as only about the skincare product, right? So if I'm going to launch a D2C skincare brand, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to the people that I know in the immediate circle. And I may not tell that I have an idea and I'm working on it and thus I'm meeting them, just to get some unbiased feedback out of it. I'll also go online on these kind of platforms which are mentioned on the slide: Quora, Reddit, LinkedIn, Facebook groups. And I'll also see that what kind of comments people are posting. Right. Now, if I want to see that, what is the current trend that is happening in the skincare market, the current trend may be that people are driving more towards organic, towards natural, and, leaving more of the traditional skincare products which are not vegan, which are not organic, which are not natural in a way. So that trend can help me to, uh, create a brand that speaks about being organic, being natural, being cruelty free as well, right? So that is one thing. Now I'll see that what is the challenge that the customer is facing, or what is the kind of frustration that they are, no why are they being frustrated about these kind of things? Is it the limit about the price? Is it something else? Is it the discovery that is not happening, or what, right? And how are other competitors treating these kind of complaints or the pain points, right? So what I can do is, if I learn the basics from uh, all these slides that we have spoken, it will give me an insight about, okay, the people are going towards a very organic and natural kind of a thing, where they see this product as a premium, and premium customer segment is something which is 100 cr, let's say, as an example. But if I sell it at a price point which is, a bit below, then I can have a mass customer base, but then my brand value will get an impact. So now what I can do is I can give one plus one product free, something like this, which can help, maintain my brand name, and also give customer more on what they are going to pay, right? So these are the things that we need to constantly, stay in the market, stay between the people who are our potential customer, and talk to them, find their, comments, post on the social network, and that you will easily get to understand their buying pattern as well. So if someone is you go on Facebook groups which are about all about organic skincare, ayurvedic skincare, and stuff like that, you will see people will be commenting. If you scan through first 5 comments of a particular post which is relevant to you or what you are searching, it will easily give you an idea about what you should do and what you should not do, how you should design your campaign, how you should promote it in a certain thing in a certain way, what are the character limits that your competitors are doing, what kind of image they are using, right? If it's organic, the color combination has to be something which is green, which is dusky, which is brown in nature. It gives a feel that about or being organic, being rooted. If it's premium, then you go and do some pink gold kind of things in your marketing campaigns, which brings out the premiumness about it. So these are the small things we have to learn initially, right? And these will, once you put everything into perspective, these will help you to scale your business in no time, and also save you the cost and the risk of investing heavily initially, correct? So this is the data guide strategy, how you can use it, which I've told in the previous slides as well, what to build and prioritize. So if you have an idea, before going it, use your data accordingly, find people who are going to use it, make it a small group, focus group. Marketing strategy, it will also help in redefining your marketing things as well. And the channels where your customers are easily available, because if you are throwing some ad in a traditional way, the customer ratio would be less. The customer who is your immediate buyer, who can be your immediate potential buyer, is more online than offline, right? Then sales funnel strategy, like I said, that you create an offline strategy which blends with the online strategy as well. So you get more awareness, more branding, and more customer feedback in the initial phase of your business. Then use the data to create experiments like A/B testing and refining the approach. That, let's say, assume that one ad of mine went very viral in a state, I mean in my state. Now let me just replicate this thing, same thing, into other state as well, and then see what is happening, and where I'm and I'll also run a same kind of ad for the same kind of product, but from other insights that I have got from the competitors that are operating in that particular state. And then I'll do an A/B testing about both the advertisements, and this helps me to get more idea about uh, the tone that I've used in my own way, which worked well in the my home state, besides the tone that is used by the competitors in the different state where I'm going to target. So we have to do some kind of A/B testing constantly to get an idea about what is working and what is not working, right? And like the quote says, if you can't measure it, you can't improve it, right? So all your efforts and everything that you put into it, if you are not able to measure that what is working and what is not working, then probably you won't have the insight about where to improve. At times the product is good but the marketing is not that good, product is good but the packaging is not that good, packaging is good but we are not targeting it to the right customer. I am not going to sell 800 rupees cream or a skincare product to a brick and mortar store just around my corner where I live, right? Because the customer is not going to buy those things. That customer is only going to buy a thing, a similar product which is anywhere related nearby of 100 to 200 rupees, to say. I cannot sell them for an 800 rupees product and expect a regular sales. Regular sales means regular orders from the retailer itself, right? So we need to find out our data points very accurately. We need to work them and refine them so that the next step that we take, it helps us to take a proper one, right? And it's never going to be something where it will be 100% short kind of a thing. There will be a different challenge that we have not predicted, So, but at least we will get an idea that what can go wrong, or at least we can mitigate those things initially with these steps. So it's easy, it's a 360-degree cycle, right? So data guided decisions, knowing our audience, analyzing our market, building a strong user persona, and solving a real problem. So it's a kind of a 360-degree cycle that constantly goes round and round, and where we need to constantly evolve, right? In any product, be it a tech product, be it a D2C product, or something which is, for industries and MSMEs. So this is obviously going to, an ongoing process where you need to focus on all these points constantly and evaluate it on a regular basis, and then, work on what is not working for you. You can definitely work on those things from the data that you get from these activities. So I guess I'm done for this particular session. Megha ma'am, you can take it from here.
Thank you so much, sir, for such an insightful and engaging session, and your valuable thoughts on understanding customer behavior and building accurate person have truly given us a fresh perspective on how to approach marketing more strategically and meaningfully. So before concluding the session, we would like to take a few questions from our startups. So how I can validate that my customer persona is right or not?
That's the question, right?
Right.
So to validate, you cannot, assume a small batch of people. You need to first talk to a larger audience. That's the first thing. Then you need to, talk to them. There is a strategy called Starbucks strategy. Very famously, it's known as a Starbucks strategy, where you go to people, you talk about a certain problem in a certain way that you are also one of the people who are facing the problem. So the other one will automatically talk about, what methods they have already tried, or what tools or product that they have already used, right? If they are facing the same problem. Now, when you know about it, then you can, talk more onto it and build on it, that I have also used a particular kind of product but it didn't help. So that person, if that person has used it, they'll probably tell you that yes, whether they have used it and it didn't work for them on a certain degree for certain things. So this is how you will build your user persona when you don't have a product, or you don't want to build a product initially. That just do a typical survey, list down the features of the product that are there from the competitors point of view. Take scan 4 5 competitors of, yours, then put down the product features into it, and then try to, take a survey where the customer itself will give you, insight about this feature is working for them, this feature is not working for them, and based on that you can do a further round of research and analysis.
Okay. So we have another question. What are the most common mistakes startups make while building persona?
So see, the common mistake that I have seen is that, okay, if they conduct a small focus group sessions and they feel satisfied, they just leave that particular activity, right? So in the last slide that we saw, it shouldn't be the case. We have to constantly evolve. We have to constantly stay in touch with the customer. We have to constantly monitor their feedbacks, not just on our own product, but on what they are talking about the customers, competitors' product as well. So that way we will obviously be, knowing where the market is going, where the demand is going, right? If you are trying to sell a product for 500 rupees and the market is already gone below 250 rupees, then you are not going to find a new customer, and the current customer is also going to, end your subscription and move to something which is equivalent but lesser in price. So we need to constantly evolve on those things. It's not about, we conducted a survey. That survey has to have a proper purpose, that why are you going to conduct a survey, right? You want to learn something out of it, then that survey needs to be designed accordingly. That okay, my question, my points will be this, because I want to know that particular mindset of the customer. I want to trigger that kind of a thought process in the consumer, right? So one survey cannot fulfill all the requirements in one go. You need to constantly evolve your questionnaire. You need to constantly stay in touch with your consumer. You need to constantly stay in the market to know your competitors, and that's how you evolve.
Okay, we will take one more question.
Sure.
Can customer persona also help in product development?
Definitely it helps a lot, right? Because if I build something which I feel that okay, WhatsApp, let's just go back a couple of years. WhatsApp was not having video calling and audio calling facility, where Skype and everyone were the market leaders. So if I just build a something where I feel that because of this particular thing, I may have a leverage, then probably the leverage would be some for couple of years, right? But it may not. I need to focus on other sides as well, the scale, the server cost and everything. So when I focus too much on what my competitors are not doing, that is a very wrong way of building a product. That is a very wrong way of looking the product development cycle. Because someone else is not doing, I should do it, is not the right way to right approach for the product development. So definitely, when you understand your consumer, when you understand your competitors, it will give you more and more insights about the product development, right? And it also helps about which features to launch first to enter the market, kind of a foot in the door policy, and then you can take it forward from there.
That's great. Okay, so let's conclude this session. So, on behalf of Gwalior Smart City Incubation Center, thank you so much, sir, for joining us and giving us your valuable time. And a
Thank you.
lots of thanks. Thank you so much.
Thank you.